Oh, we're on.
Okay, I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7:50. And
Is anybody on?
we have Nick Bartlett on Zoom. That's it so far. I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, great. Election of the chair.
Nominate Kathy.
I second it. Do you want to do it?
Yes.
Kathy,
Um,
it is.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome to chair, Kathy.
Congratulations.
Okay, you may take over from here.
Okay. I need nominations for election of vice chair.
I nominate Anna.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
Well.
yeah,
Anna like it, fine.
I'll do it.
You accept it?
I accept the nomination.
Okay.
election of clerk.
Do we have to vote?
Oh, yeah, all those. in
Oh,
favor?
sorry, all those in favor?
Okay.
Aye, any opposed? Ayes have it. Yeah, thank you. Nominations for election of clerk.
I nominate Steve.
A second,
So sorry. That was. Who made that motion?
I,
I did,
Anna.
I nominated Steve,
and
Kathy.
I second it.
Okay.
Appointment for personnel committee.
Vote.
Oh,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Appointment personnel committee.
Currently on the personnel committee is Kathy and Steve.
I don't mind continuing since we've got quite a few amendments to go to that policy.
Mhm.
I guess I don't mind either. I'm
Okay,
just getting, kind of got my feet wet, so.
And Steve's got a really good relationship with the guys. I think it's nice to have female there.
I agree.
All in favor of Kathy and Steve being appointed?
I need somebody to make the motion.
Make a motion to, a second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Other committees, we've had cemetery,
We've kind of abolished all of them.
yeah,
Got rid of all the committees that we had. And Joe and myself said we would stay on the cemetery committee because we were in the middle of acquiring more land for the cemeteries. So we stayed on.
mhm.
And that was the only committee I think that was kept going. I'd be
Which would be-
interested in doing it.
Yeah,
Would you be interested in it? Sure. We'll put you on it. No, I'll be on it with you if you.
okay, so John and,
We were pretty well settled on all of it, but.
There's a new cemetery coming on.
Yeah, there
was some donated land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then we get the Holtonville one, we're trying to acquire two parcels for that. They
For an
get pretty well
expansion.
at the end of that one, so.
and the other thing is trying to make sure that Debo has finished up on marking all the plots.
And
Knowing where they are.
Ellsworth, I think he has it.
I'd have to double check with Kim, but I know that he's finished the Burgess Cemetery. He marked that out.
That was the only one, wasn't it? Or
And
just-
he might have been working on the Houghtonville Cemetery, but I could be mistaken.
No, I think it was only Ellsworth we asked him, because we wondered if there was any lots that are open. And
Okay.
Tanya had 14 lots or something, and she wanted to get rid of them. And so that's
Oh,
why we
really?
started to,
I have a meeting with him on Wednesday if you wanted to just
With-
check on his stuff. Steve, we're gonna-
yeah, you can ask him where he stands on Ellsworth cemetery. I think he finished it. I think we got a bill and everything.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
there
I'm
any-
seeing him.
Sorry. Are there any other, I know you say you abolished all the committees.
We
Was
had
there
a
any for
highway,
the-
we
There
had
was
a
a,
highway,
there was highway and there was building.
yeah.
I was gonna ask that, what were the other committees and?
Yeah,
It was cemeteries, parks, highway and buildings,
Right.
right? I think
Yep.
that was all of them.
Hmm.
And I think they were, kind of dissolved because as problems came up, each members of the select board, if they were available, agreed to work on them. Is that right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mostly volunteer
It was
time.
hard to have two people designated completely all the time.
But I think what it did is if we had two people like on the highway, then they had to report everything back to the old select board. And it got, so it was into a kind of a long deal over it. But you may want
I
to,
don't mind having someone who's the expert on it, though. I mean, I confess that on the highway stuff, knowing all the
John,
nitty gritty and all that, I
really
know
would
you're
want that.
incredibly talented at
Yeah.
it. And you may be, but I'm the least qualified on highways.
I don't know a lot about them, but I'd be interested in.
Yeah,
You can become our expert. We would love, I
if
think
you
that,
wanted to have the committee again, I'd be on with you and we could,
yeah, John,
I think it's worth doing that for highways, especially
because it's
because there's a
so
lot.
complicated and
Yeah.
all this.
well, I go up every once in a while and visit with them, that they appreciate it. Somebody showing up from the board and I'll go up and talk with them and it means a lot to them. So, and if I see them on the road, I'll stop and visit with them. So,
I talked to David, of course, and Colby, so, yeah.
yeah,
And Nathan, when I see him at the fire station, so, yeah.
yeah,
it'll
Okay.
be, Okay,
yeah, okay.
Okay, so we'll need a motion to have John and Buzz serve on the cemetery committee. So we'll do that. Do you want to do that
So
now?
Yep.
moved.
second.
Favor?
All in favor?
okay. All in favor for the motion, John and Buzz being on the highway,
Cemetery.
cemetery, sorry.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
And what about, highway?
We'll need a motion.
Let's make a motion that Buzz and John are highway liaison committee, what do you want to call it? No,
Second.
certainly.
Second,
Now, the other two committees, do we need another committee for the parks anymore or? We've got
won't hurt.
no, we've got people that kind of do the most of it up there, but they have to come to the board in order to.
Right. So that's been, not just Alan Sands, but
Mike,
someone in-
Mike Field.
Margot Matt,
Mike Field and Margot,
Yeah,
that was for the village.
yeah, the village.
They do.
park.
I think that is helpful, particularly, because I have a potential for a conflict for parks and cemeteries. For instance, for the mowing.
Right.
So I think it would be helpful to have some designated select board members to handle all the parks and cemetery.
I can do that. if you want. I
Coordination.
mean,
Anna?
yeah, I don't have a thing.
what was the other committee?
I think we were just talking about parks for
Parks.
now,
Um,
because you're on cemetery.
And you're on highway.
Yeah.
Highway.
Cemetery.
So we'll have, we would need a motion to have Anna and somebody else if they're interested.
Anybody else interested in, parks?
Yeah, but we use them all the time, so I'll do that one too. We'll load up here.
You can be on as many as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so a motion,
That'll help get me up to speed on things.
a motion for Anna and Buzz to serve on the Parks Committee.
Second,
So, well,
All those in favor?
right,
so one more committee?
Which one?
Was there one more that we haven't?
Oh, there was, the Buildings Committee, if
Building.
we're interested in having that as well.
I think as a board, we need to be part of that whole
The whole thing, yeah.
thing.
The only thing we're doing right now is
It's
handicap
The handicap, oh, yeah.
access in the back.
And the fire escape.
Yeah, fire escape, which we've,
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, and
that-
there's
that-
also, wasn't there a concern about the,
At the top.
Energy.
energy assessment on the
Yeah.
Right,
wall?
that- and also there's the step out front that has to be repaired.
Yeah.
And did we get the electrical fixed? yet?
That's,
It's
The,
not fixed yet, but it's on the calendar for them to
Okay.
come and
the
put in
switch.
the automatic switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so we won't have a committee for that?
Is
Yeah.
that the
I
automatic switch
think-
for the generator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I think it's important that all of us are on that
I
committee.
agree.
I agree.
And we can, if there's a meeting or something, we can always pair on.
Motion.
No, I think
Okay.
we'll just have it, the whole board,
Right.
assuming.
Alright.
But you saw that in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Number eight.
Well, I'm just thinking of it, we opened the bids at the last meeting for the cemeteries and the parks.
Yeah.
Be sure to stop in and take a look at them. And look at the very bottom on one of them. I don't think he has workman's comp.
Spalding one or the,
Where are they? They currently, they're with you, okay,
You could have workman's
go
comp
back.
in order to
do anything.
be
is
awarded.
that the Spalding, the
Uh,
Spalding one?
The one from Morrisville.
Morrison.
He had other insurance. I don't think he had workman's comp. He didn't check.
You
the
probably
box.
just said liability.
So just,
Hmm,
because at the next meeting, we should award
We have to
that.
award that.
okay,
Okay, yeah, just stop in.
is that something Morgan can call on? Can they, or you can't?
I think there's no issue in me
It's-
calling on
No, you
that
don't,
company,
you just
Yeah.
look at it.
It's pretty
see
clear.
There's a
but
box. to
Oh, there
check.
was a box,
And
okay.
it's not checked, I don't think. But just, but we should, those contracts, we've kind of made it a point to look at before they're awarded. So that's
So
why we
because
wait
that
a
person
meeting.
may have either just missed it, you can't call that person, say. Do you have it?
that's a good
I
question.
mean, this came up before, the incomplete
Yeah,
bid.
Yeah,
I don't know what
It's
it looks like on the form.
Yeah, it's quite clear on the
Hmm.
spec sheets that we send out that workers' comp is a requirement.
Okay,
So I think given that, if they
Yeah.
don't submit it, then unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess I would call, just say, it might have been an oversight on his part too. Couldn't-
that was my question.
probably insurance company to find out too.
Oh, there you go.
How many bids for receipts?
Shoot,
Cool.
All right,
set the select board schedule.
We've been meeting the first and the third Monday. 6 o'clock at the town hall, and that,
You print one out already? Yeah.
It's,
It was in the email that.
it's right on the second page, so.
Okay. I get to you now.
yeah, I have no problem with that.
Works for me.
so Kathy will make a motion to,
Make a motion that, our meetings are the first and the third Monday of each month
So,
at the town hall.
6 o'clock.
At 6. And then if there's a holiday, it would go to that Tuesday.
perfect, yep. Is there a second?
the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, adopting rules of procedure for the select board adopted by select board February 19th, 2018, amended March 7th, 2023.
Make a motion to adopt the rules of procedure.
Second.
All in favor of
Aye.
the rules of procedure? Do you anticipate any amendments coming from that?
I don't, unless there's anything within there that looks to. Obviously need an amendment, it's pretty, I made one copy, but I would encourage everyone to take a look at it. And if we have amendments, we can always do it at the next meeting.
Okay. First, town administrator to sign contracts, agreements, etc., after approval by the select board. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
A second.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded let's vote on authorizing our town manager, Morgan Wilbur, to sign contracts and agreements set forth, after approval by the select board. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. 11, authorize the town clerk to approve liquor permits for outside catering.
So moved?
Second, anyone?
Second.
Moved in second, the town clerk to approve liquor permits for outside catering by the town clerk. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. Motion passed. Select board sets places for posting, notices, declared places, notices to be posted. Clerk's office, outside of the board of the town hall, and the town website. Any other places you think of, Morgan?
We have it at the library as well.
Yeah, I think it says that in the rules.
Yes, so we typically do inside and outside of the town hall, the library and the town website. And then, for papers of record, we use the Grafton News. And then, if we have some like timing issues and we need it in a paper before the Grafton News goes out, then we typically use the Vermont Journal.
Is that something we have to vote on?
Yeah, so it would be a motion to,
Make a motion to, set these places for voting, but adding the library to the first bullet point.
perfect.
I'll second it.
One second.
All in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Ayes have it. Designator papers of record, Grafton News. Give
Oh,
time.
We just did that.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So the 2025-2026 timeline is the sheet that you all just saw.
Okay.
If it looks okay, we would just need a motion to approve that timeline as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the 25-26 timeline.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Select Board Educational Forum, VLCP program announces time and date.
So that is hosted by VLCT and the training will be on March 22nd from 9 AM until 2:30. And they're having it in person in Montpelier, but there's also a Zoom option. I would encourage specifically new members to attend or either in person or on Zoom. I do plan on doing the Zoom option just because I've been in person, but it's incredibly helpful and I learned a lot when I went the first time.
Yeah, what happened last year, what weather?
There was a huge snowstorm,
Yeah,
so
I
it got
couldn't make
canceled
it.
last year.
Hmm,
Are you
Okay.
supposed to register for that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Up until the day before, I think we
Yes,
looked into it
yeah,
already.
that's right.
But Morgan, you can register.
I can
now.
register for you. And then it'll send me a Zoom link and I can send it to you.
Okay, appreciate that.
There's another one that's mandatory for us by a certain date. What's,
So there's an ethics training
okay,
and that's mandatory. All select board members have to take that.
As
There's a-
well as all
Yes.
employees,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. We
Employees,
talked about
yeah.
this.
and we can do that anytime.
Yep.
Oh, my.
And that's like a 45-minute video that you watch and then there's a set of questions afterwards.
Do we have that? Is that something that has been
I can send
dispersed?
the link again.
Oh,
'cause
you did?
I
Thank
sent
you.
it a
Sorry.
while ago,
No, I
but
got the link.
Yeah,
It's
send
right
me
I'll send it
there.
again.
Oh, yeah, I'll go find it in my email. So,
What's the date, the deadline on that?
It's sometime in September.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check on that, but when I send the link for it, I will.
It's an annual retrain.
I don't, I
Have to
know
do it
you
every year
have to do
for
it, I know there's a timeline, but I
Okay.
don't know if it's yearly or every other year.
Hmm,
Probably so small notes.
It does, yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay,
Mm,
I can check. for the others.
Okay.
Okay, public comment. Any public comment?
Um, just, note, I was, I was talking to my sister about the select board and somehow we were talking about Marge Heindel. And we were looking up, we found out she was the first woman ever elected to the select board,
Right.
which.
Oh, wow.
Board with her.
In 1975.
Yeah.
And she served for many years, so I think it's pretty cool that, the conditioning is, or the, you know, you're continuing the tradition.
Yeah,
Because
so-
Marge Heindel was like a fixture in Grafton for
Yeah.
years and years.
Very cool.
Yeah, I was on with her and Bob Lockley and Jeff Laura.
Yep.
You were 12.
I thought it was worth
It's my
remembering.
compliment
Yeah,
of the
I
day.
didn't realize she was the first woman.
With Marge, well, she always went to Florida in the wintertime,
Yeah.
so it left us with two.
Oh, really?
Really?
And that's the reason why they went from 3 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
A lot of impact.
Yeah.
Any other business?
Well, again, I look forward to working with you.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, glad to have you on board. Thank you for your volunteers.
We get along pretty well.
Good.
We don't argue, we don't agree all the time, but
Yeah, that's all right. That's why we have 5 of us.
I wouldn't think that was a requirement.
Yeah, it's definitely not a requirement.
So setting the agendas, I know Joe would sit down with you and then come up with the agenda and then
Mhm.
he'd kind of send it to me or would add.
Mhm.
Now, what about the rest of the board? Can
We
they
can-
add stuff to the agenda or they have to go through?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, anybody can add
Okay.
things to the agenda. I just send it off. I typically would send it to Joe.
Yeah.
And he would kind of say final approval and then we would post it.
Yeah.
But I will
Okay.
send that to you now.
Okay,
So, yeah, so we all would get it ahead of time.
Oh,
Everybody.
yeah.
Is it like a
Yeah.
online document you can share?
Yep, well.
But before it's final,
Mhm.
we can bring up something.
Yeah,
When can we bring up
I
something
didn't, who's that?
on the
Who-
agenda? I
I
didn't
didn't
drink
get
it.
that.
I know, I
I
got
didn't know
another one.
whose water that was.
Anybody
I thought it
want
was
it?
yours.
Oh,
No. So how does that
Um,
work?
typically between meeting to meeting, as things come up, I add them onto the agenda.
Right?
And so really anytime in between meetings, you can have a conversation with me or Kathy.
Okay.
Or yourself. as
But
the
we
vice chair.
typically get it the Thursday before the meeting.
Right, right.
Yes, yeah,
And then it's posted.
and then it's.
And so
posted.
then on Monday, we.
That's what you act on.
Act on, okay.
Yeah.
but anything that is not decided at that meeting, typically it goes on the agenda for the
For
next
the
meeting.
next meeting.
There, in the rules, because I did read a few something. It says before you speak on your first item in a meeting, you can modify your
Right.
agenda if there's something
Right.
critical.
Which,
Yeah.
But after you talk about your first item, you're not allowed to change it.
right,
So if there's something critical, you could probably add it in as long as everybody agrees.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, when the first thing is adopt the agenda.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
so that, you know, bring it up.
Yeah, let's have a train to add.
But I agree, after it's posted, it should be pretty much locked.
Right.
well, I would think so. It's hard to then
Change
change
that.
it then.
It just, every once in a while, there seems to be something that comes in Friday that
Yeah.
we should discuss that Monday, so it has to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is a mechanism.
And then sometimes we have
Yeah.
one special meeting.
Yeah.
so.
And I like the fact that it's done by Thursday. I know at the school board, I get it the day of the meeting. I cringe all the time, you know?
I know for municipalities, there's a certain time frame. And this is all at the select board meeting, but it's been a few years since I've gone, but there's a certain amount of hours and days that it has to be posted to the public before a regular meeting.
Right.
So it is helpful.
Yeah.
And also getting the minutes, before our meetings.
Yeah.
Which you're great at. That's
And you
terrific.
Right.
You don't really do the minutes?
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they come out sort of practically, usually the same email.
Yeah. When I send the agenda for the next select board meeting,
It's a terrible list.
I send the minutes with it. It's kind of like this, how I send a lot of supporting documents all together.
No, that was great.
Yeah.
And then the meetings are recorded and posted as well.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, you can
everything's
watch.
recorded on Zoom as well.
You take a Joe off the loop.
I will. Well, with that, our next regular meeting is on Monday, the 17th.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So second it.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
Bye.
I thought we were gonna get home at midnight.
There you go.
I don't know what time I'm coming from. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Can't do that. Why?